For today, I have one long, one short. Cadila Healthcare certainly looks good to me. Seen a good up move, seen some consolidation for a week or so, and a fresh up move has started. Cadila can climb up to levels closer to 1050. I would have a strong support and stop at 1000 and trade long on Cadila. The stock that looks weak to me is Bharat Forge. Though the structure is positive, it's typically sideways zone. Looks like there's some kind of selling pressure in the upper regions. If it slides down, Bharat Forge can slide down to levels closer to 555. I would have a stop above 589 on Bharat Forge and trade short. So for today, Cadila Health is a buy and Bharat Forge a possible sell. On the futures front, I'd prefer to short and short bank futures. Structurally is weak, but I would have a tight stop above 15,250 and short. And possible level on the downside is 14,900. I mean, if it goes there, it turns out more weaker. The market is at make or break levels. Trading could be slightly tricky here, but if we get rallies, I would short the rallies. Then maybe I would increase the stop. But so far, I would say a tight stop above 15,250 should be just fine for Bank Nifty to short. For a possible target, again I'm saying 14,900.
In the future space, I would want to short June futures of Power Grid at 133 levels, holding these short positions with a stop loss at 135, expecting to book profits at 128 or end of the session, whichever comes first. Where individual stock trading ideas are concerned, I would want to short Ambuja Cements at 220 levels, holding the short position so initiated with a stop loss at 222, expecting to book profits at 217 or end of the session, whichever comes first. My second trade would be a short in Crompton Greaves at 195 levels, holding these short positions with a stop loss at 197.5, expecting to book profits at 192 or end of the session, whichever comes first.
Two stocks. The first is a buy on HDFC. I think on the hourly time frame, the stock has already given a very fresh breakout. In fact, on a volatile day like yesterday, the stock managed to close at the high point of the day. I think that's a very encouraging sign for HDFC from a short-term view. And I think a target of 1,005 to 1,006 could be fairly possible, keeping a stop loss of 955. The second is a sell on GAIL. The stock has been trading on a fair bit of momentum, but I think if you try and draw a channel uptrend for the GAIL, the uptrend in the band was around 455 to 456. It managed to cross that a couple of days back, and once again looking at the bearish candlestick also yesterday, chances are that the stock has now broken come back into the channel again, and you might see some bit more selling happening in GAIL so in the next couple of days. So I think a target of 420 on GAIL could be fairly possible, looking at the short term correction in it, keeping a stop loss of 460 on it. In the F&O space, I think for Bank Nifty, buying on dips, as I said, is the ideal strategy at this point. So I believe buying a Bank Nifty future at current rate, for the next week, going into the next week is a good strategy. Keep a stop loss of 14,850 on Bank Nifty futures, and probably look for a target of 15,400 to 15,450 in the next couple of days.
Buy in PVR, I talked about it. Stop loss of 660, target of 725. A sell in JP Associates, stop loss of 76, target of 66.60. And for F&O traders, a buy in Infi June futures, stop loss of 32.83, target of 33.80.
I think in this market we've been advising or advocating buying into IT stocks, CNX IT, or possibly some kind of defensives. The market is not giving any kind of directional bias, while you can look at some kind of shorting opportunities in the cyclicals. I think that strategy continues. So I've got a buy on Asian Paints, which made a fresh closing high yesterday. That's a buy with a stop at 554 for targets of 595. Crompton is a sell with a stop at 200 for targets of 182. Steel Authority is a sell with a stop at levels of 97.5. Look for targets of around 89. A buy on TCS with a stop at 22.54, and I would look for targets of around 23.25 over here. And I've got a buy on United Phosphorus, which made a fresh closing high yesterday, a fresh breakout happening over there. That's a buy with a stop at 318 for targets of around 330.
For the day, Nifty should find support in the 74.83, 75.11 area, resistance band 75.69 to about 75.97. Bank Nifty should find support at the 14,871, 14,969. Resistance band at about 15,165 to 15,263. CNX IT support band is 9430 to about 9475. Resistance band 9567 to about 9612. Basically, Nifty, Bank Nifty on the downside, CNXIT on the upside. BTST, IndusInd Bank was a buy with a stop of 554, target of 582. ITC was a buy with a stop of 332, target of 352. Idea was a sell with a stop of 142, target of 138. Fresh calls, JP Power is a sell with a stop of 24, target of 17. Bank of Baroda is a sell with a stop of 860, target of 800. Adani Enterprise is a sell with a stop of 470, target of 435. Sonata Software is a buy with a stop of 70, target of 84. BEL is a buy with a stop of 1920, target of 2050. And Max India is a buy with a stop of 305, target of 321.